Hello, my name is Joseph South, and welcome to my last social media post for this class. Today, we'll be talking about the pros and cons of space exploration. As always, first we're going to look at human health and some of the ways that space exploration has helped human health. And one of the things that it does is it brings a community together and actually just drives innovation. For example, in the 1960s, it just really drove people together because there was this idea of we went to space. That's huge. That's a really, really big deal. So it's really, really great that they went to space. And it also actually, according to some research done in Canada, some research has shown that there's actually some practical help that science can do. It helps us broaden the understanding of the human body. When we look at how astronauts are affected by microgravity and radiation and isolation, we see a brand new way of looking at human bodies. We see a brand new way of seeing how to help people. And also something else that I thought was really, really interesting is using the biometers that we use to check on the astronauts' vitals and their health in space. We could also use that to help patients who are in more remote areas. So there's a lot of pros to help with human health in space. A con, obviously, is if we send astronauts into space, there have been times where they have not been able to come back, and it is a dangerous and it can be a risky adventure if not given the proper training. And it also is a very expensive adventure as well. Not as expensive as people might believe, as we'll get into, but it can also be expensive. So those are some pros and cons considering the human health. Now we're going to go ahead and look at how space exploration has helped energy. So a big part of this is it actually helps us to find new energy sources. If we continue to explore into Earth, the space, who knows what else we could find. And it also, too, is not as expensive as people might thought. The amount of the federal budget that goes into NASA is about 0.5%. And just for comparison, what we spend to get us out of debt is so much more than that. So we do not actually spend a lot on this at all. Now, in terms of energy, there are actually some ways we're learning more about energy because of our attacks in space, or because of our attacks on space exploration, such as satellites can be used to monitor the Earth to find the right sites for implementing renewable energy hardware such as solar panels, windmills, etc. And satellites have enabled us to use navigation systems that take us from one place to the next in a much more energy efficient way, which is just super duper cool. It's a way of using our presence in space to actually help us have more energy. And that's a very powerful system, and a really powerful system that we are utilizing. Lastly, we have the environment. Now, this one is kind of self-explanatory because if you go into space, obviously you're going to get a better view of the Earth. And when you get a better view of the Earth, you can actually pinpoint and see specific problems that are going wrong with the Earth. Since there has been a lot of human activities that have contributed to stuff like deforestation, desertification, soil degradation, depletion of the ozone layer, and climate change. A lot of that stuff has happened because of us. Science-based technology has actually allowed us to have an enhanced scientific understanding of water cycles, air quality, forests, and just other aspects of the natural environment. And they're a very powerful surveying tool that helps us to understand what is going on with the Earth. Thank you so much for listening to my social media post. I hope you have enjoyed these as much as I've enjoyed making them, and have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.